Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of The Breeze, Breezeway Productions' The Breeze, where we bring you the latest in independent films and film festivals that are happening around the world. And we continue with our coverage of this year's 2021 edition of the Tribeca Film Festival. We're excited to have a filmmaker here for his wonderful film, Do Not Hesitate, with Shariff Korver, the director of the film. How are you?
Thank you. Very well. Thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
For sure. Tell us a little bit about Do Not Hesitate.
Do Not Hesitate is a feature film about young Dutch soldiers and them getting in touch with a local Arabic boy on a peace mission in an Arabic country that we don't mention. And basically, it takes place in a war zone, but it's not a movie about war. It's more about the experience of being young and in the military and being sent abroad.
Okay. Where did this concept come from where you wanted to make this picture?
So I read about 10 years ago an article about young soldiers going on a debrief in Crete. That meant basically they were sent after 6 months of Afghanistan. They were sent to Crete in Greece to blow off some steam, to party, drink, and on the daytime have therapy. And that was going pretty wrong. So they were having fights. They were having fights with the police, local people, and somehow something while reading that article did something. It touched me, and I imagined like what would happen on a mission that you felt that during those 2 days in Greece you had to let it all go, and that was sort of the initiating moment of this project.
Did when you were putting together your cast for the film, how was it when you were doing the audition process and then you ended up finding your main actors for the film?
So that was a challenge because I really wanted the audience to have the feeling that they were watching to real soldiers in a way. And when you go and cast within the young actors in Holland, and I guess in any place, they're not going to be those, they're not going to be the type military. They're not going to be the type soldier. They're more like young kids who go to theater school. They're sensitive. They're interested in arts. They're, that's not what we're searching for. So at some point I realized like, I'm not going to find the soldier type. I need to create the soldier type. So basically I just chose the 3 best actors that I could find, and I gave them months to prepare. So all of them gained between 10 to 15 kilos, which is like doubled in pounds.
Yeah.
And they had military training. We had a military consultant. They were trained. They were trained as if they were military. They even killed a chicken. They had to kill a chicken and eat it themselves as part of the training. They all learned dialects to speak with a different language. They completely adapted. Basically, I gave them one assignment. I said, the moment you walk onto the set, I don't want to see an actor. I want to see a soldier, because I'm not going to be directing you how to be a soldier. You're going to be the expert. I'm just going to be there to make those scenes good. And that's what they did, man. It's amazing. I promise you, if one of those actors walk past you in the street, you won't recognize them.
They sound very ride or die for the parts if they were doing all of that to really get into it. That is total submerging into it. While you were doing the filming of the project, were there any unforeseen circumstances that came into your way that really kind of slowed the train down, but you got over it?
So the weather was our biggest enemy during shooting, and it was a gamble. Every day was just a gamble because we were shooting on this very high mountain in Greece, where it could either the wind was very strong or the sun was very strong, or we'll have thousands of mosquitoes attacking us. So every day there was something, and we lost a couple of shooting days because of the winds. And we tried. I mean, the show always must go on, but halfway the day you just realize, guys, we've been working on one shot all day and we haven't even managed to get it.
Yeah.
I think we need to go home. And it was very hard to predict because of being so high. The weather could just change from 1 minute to the other. And somehow it was really hard for us to work with, but somehow it enriches the film because you see it on screen. I mean, you can see that wind, you can see the mosquitoes, you can feel that place is not a nice place to be. So when the characters get stuck in that location, it's actually really cool that location is not inviting and pleasing.
Yeah, because it's naturally happening. And so you just kind of have to go along with it if the weather is going to do it. It's not like a rain machine or a giant fan that's making the wind. Like that is just happening. So you're including that within the tenets of the project. So I found this very interesting, what you were telling me before we started the interview about the process that you have to do to get to New York. So you were traveling from Europe, but this was enlightening to me. What are you doing right now just to get to the premiere at New York screening at Hudson Yards?
So right now I'm in Mexico. I've been here for about 1.5 weeks, and it's very simple. I mean, the US is not letting Europeans in unless you have been for 2 weeks outside of Europe. So basically, my dad, who lives in Seattle, has a house in Mexico, and he offered to stay. So myself and the 3 actors of the film flew into Mexico. We're going to be here for at least 2 weeks, and then we're flying on Saturday to the US, to New York, in order to be present at the premiere. And it's very simple. I've worked on this film at least 7 years. And I just need to be there. I mean, I need to be there for when the film premieres. I mean, like the first time you show your film to an audience, that's the moment when the film stops being yours and it becomes from the world or whatever.
Yeah.
And you need to be there to give it closure. I couldn't be at home sitting on my couch knowing that at this moment people are watching the film for the first time. So yes, it's all worth it.
Understandable. I just find it so eye-opening to me to see what filmmakers have to do. So international filmmakers, if you're watching this and your film gets accepted into a festival in the States, if it's a Tribeca Film Festival, New York Film Festival, or South by Southwest in Texas, or festivals in Los Angeles, this is apparently what you have to do right now, is to chill out somewhere else for 2 weeks before you can come in to do the screening and be in the States. So that is a journey. But like you said, 7 years to make this film. It has been a passion of yours, and it took a very long time, close to a decade, to make this. So congratulations on it being accepted to Tribeca and going to be screened later on this week. In closing, is there anything you'd like to say to the Tribeca Film Festival organization for this acceptance?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the first thing I want to say is that it's so great and wonderful that they decided to not go online and to open for a live audience. I mean, we've been waiting for months in order to get a festival to go live, because you want to show your film to a live audience. And the fact that they went for it is great. And the fact that they selected us is even greater. And I really do hope, all of us, we do hope to meet the great Mr. Robert De Niro. So let's see if he's hearing this or watching this, and he was willing to meet us, and hopefully he'll watch his film. And we're so thrilled and excited to be part of the Tribeca Film Festival. We can't wait. Basically. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to that as well. This morning, actually, Jane Rosenthal kicked it off with Robert De Niro and Governor Cuomo, so that they got together and basically christened the bell, saying Tribeca is here and New York is open. So let's watch some movies and see some great things. So audiences definitely do check out Do Not Hesitate, which is screening at the Tribeca Film Festival, and we have director Shariff Korver with us. And I want to thank you for spending the time to talk with us on The Breeze.